turn. Marcello is the leader. Down into turn number one. That was Refredo who wound up against the railing. A little three-wide action to start, and not enough room for Marcello to deal with as he is at the curb. And we didn't even finish a lap, and already a casualty is Marcello Refredo. And the caution was for the initial start. So that is what we're being told from Race Central. So it was a ragged start anyway, and then the accident happened after.
But he is quick enough, however, to come from the back, so we're going to have to keep an eye on him. Right now he is hanging out at the rear of the field with Doug Phelps as we are getting ready to get this party started.
Here they come. Back up through. The green is out, and Alexandra Fern wastes no time at all in the Safeco Foams machine.
Well, Alexandra has a lot of confidence, and she used it there to get the jump on Frank Latois.
Keep your eyes on that 29 car. Trace Beyer has moved up top three, Matt. Here comes Dembeck, the big winner from the Sizzler, and Tyler Trott. He's been there and done that. He's also threading the needle rather nicely, coming back to the front of the field. And Zach Robinson is also doing just the same.
Now remember, Connor Sullivan told us about the big motor in that number 93 car. He will need it because Trace Beyer has the advantage of him. Beyer running in third. The lead is dwindling for Alexander Fern because here comes the defending champion in car number 33.
Alexandra doing a great job, but Latois is all over her back bumper, trying to apply the pressure. Alexandra drifts up a bit in turn two, and that could work to the advantage of Latois. Defending champion dives down low, bottom of turn number three, and Latois will now take over the lead. Here comes Trace Beyer, also on the inside. Matt, he's going for seconds.
The crease is open. Let's see if Beyer can get there as he choo-choo trades his way underneath the 12 of Fern. And Alexandra got great movement between turns 1 and 2 as she solidifies her second place position.
Dembeck moves on to the top four. Meanwhile, Tyler Trott setting in the 5th spot. Second spot, Alexandra Fern is being pressured heavily now by the number 29 car, as it is a dogfight battle for second, but still Alexandra continues to hold on, Matt, as now again here comes Trace Beyer to try to make the move on the inside.
Yeah, Beyer is better on the straightaway. It looks like Alexandra is better in the corners as she swings it to the outside in turn number 4, three-wide scenario. And it is Alexandra who holds on to second, but Dombeck is definitely in a hurry.
No question, Dombeck has to settle into the 3rd spot. Beyer drops back to the 4th spot because now here comes Tyler Trott with that number 11 car. Deep into turn number 3, Tyler Trott has followed Dembeck to the front of the class. Now Alexandra Fern leaves the inside open again, as it looks like we've got a car has spun bottom of the racetrack between turns 1 and 2.
And I think that might be the 21 of Doug Phelps, and it is, as he gets that car onto the safety road. Second caution.
Second 1 and 2 is between 3 and 4. That's when she has her E game. And there's some cars maybe with a little more power down the straightaways.
But you know, you have twice as many turns as you do straightaways, and Alexandra Fern is doing a great job tonight.
She certainly is. She's very focused too. When you talk to her in the paddock area, she will tell you that she's here to race. She's a real racer, and she's, I think, harder on herself than anybody else in her family, because you know that family has a long history of being involved in racing as well. We talk about generations and different changes there. Let's see what's going to happen. Lights from Whelan are off on the pace car, and the green flag is out, and the 21 is down on pit road for Doug Phelps. But at the front of the field, look at Dembeck moving to the inside of Alexandra Fern, as Latois is still the leader of the pack. But the question is, for how long, Matt? The heat is on.
Boy, it's a capacity crowd behind him. On the inside, trying to make a move. That is Dembeck in the 93. And now Tyler Trott is moving up, trying to hurry his way underneath Alexandra Fern.
No question about it. There's a side-by-side battle going on for that third spot, and Alexandra Fern is giving it her all in the outside lane. Tyler Trott right there tending. Byers is right behind Trott trying to make magic on the inside, but it is Alexandra Fern who just doesn't want to give up in that outside run that she has as she continues to battle, now dropping back to the fourth spot.
Zach Robinson is definitely on the move now in sixth place. And remember, he has extra laps in which to work his way through traffic. Latois cannot run and hide from Dan Denbeck. Denbeck harassing him. And so is Tyler Trott, who now tries to make a bold move to the inside on Denbeck.
No question, there's good racing wherever you look in that front pack. Tyler Trott wants to be in this one. Denbeck, the same can be said. Latois is doing just what he needs to do as the leader of the pack. 77 car, Chris Bagnell, spins to the center of the infield, out of harm's way. Half of the event is all but history, and 3 cars now run nose to tail to challenge for the lead, and soon it's going to be 4 cars at the point match.
And now the yellow comes out.
And
so
that
yellow
is for
number 3 in this race.
That is for the Chris Bagnell, number 77.
And that means simply this, that you really want to finish among the top 5
to be part of that $250 split presented by Extra Mart convenience stores. And remember, these drivers will be down in Autograph Alley next to the novelty booth area at the conclusion of their feature event.
And bring your cell phone camera and snap a photo with our winning driver tonight. So our Dare Stock drivers, a good bunch of people. So you are going to have a great time meeting our Dare Stock competitors. But we still have 10 laps to go, and a very crucial restart is coming up between Frank Latois and Dan Denbeck.
Well, they come off the turn, pretty good start, and Latois has a slight advantage with the Zeke's pump service machine. Leader of the pack now side by side for second. Tyler Trott to the inside of Denbeck, and then we've got him side by side. Alexandra Fern just doesn't want to be left off that podium and out of the top 5 where the bonus money from Extra Mart is.
And Zach Robinson wants a piece of that bonus money, but right now he's kind of hemmed in as 2 cars in front of him, and now he makes a move underneath Trey Spire and on the verge. Oh, contact between Fern and Robinson.
Robinson had no place to go when Fern's car got evil and sideways. Somehow they corrected, and they lost a little ground, but not a lot of ground, as now Alexandra Fern now contact with the Robinson machine as it spins to the bottom of turns 3 and 4.
And Robinson comes back out, but he is in no man's land at the rear of the field. Things are heating up as Denbeck is taking over the lead from Latois. Maybe something has happened to that number 33 car, because trying to roller coaster his way into second is Trott, but Latois says no way.
No question about it. It is a long way from over with yet, as now Tyler Trott is now going to try to dive down low to pick up the second spot from Latois. Byers still sitting among the top 4 cars. They've strung it out at the point, and Tyler Trott is still all over the back bumper. There is trouble now. Car number 6 gets out of shape. That's Brian Granger out of Keene, New Hampshire. Gathers it back rather nicely, and down on pit road, Alexandra Fern's good run turns into a run of misfortune. Meanwhile, back up front, look at Tyler Trott, Matt, still working over Latois for second, but Denbeck is still the leader of the pack.
He has big steam in that car number 93, and he is using it. Trott almost a little sideways as he kind of helter-skeltered his way in the turn, trying to close in on Frank Latois, and there is room on the inside, and Latois is able to take it away.
He certainly does. It's not over with yet. There's 5 circuits from down the back straightaway as well. Tyler Trott still holding off the opposition for that 3rd spot, because Trace Byers is now working him over and looks to make a move to the inside. It doesn't work. Top 4 cars run nose to tail. Everybody takes a peek at it, but nobody's been able to complete the move. Denbeck looks as good as he did on opening day, Matt, for Sizzler Weekend. And look at Tyler Trott.
Taking a bold move inside Latois. Let's see if he can finish it off. And Latois just is too tough. He cannot be passed on the inside. Trot is continuing to try it. Beyer is right there. And while Latour and Trot are duking it out, Dembeck is able to open up his lead.
Sure is. The clock is ticking. Time is running out, but it's still a long way from over with. They come back to the stripe. 1 mile left in this one. Leader comes up on a lapped automobile. It is the number 62 machine for Paul Borden out of Jewett City. The lapped car, and he almost drifts up into the leader. Dembeck squeaks on by. Latour and Tyler Trot along with Trace Byers as he heads down into turn number 3. The white flag will be coming out, Matt. Final circuit by, and Dan Dembeck looks to make it another story of success and another victory in 2015.
He is trying to patent it against Frank Latour. There's a rumble into the backstretch area. It is still Dembeck in command. Trot trying to move into second. Here comes Trot, but Dembeck has the front of the field covered.
The key, meanwhile, look at Tyler Trot down underneath Latour. Tyler Trot will move into second. Dembeck will take down the impressive victory, his second in 2015. Tyler Trot to finish in second. Frank Latour will finish in the 3rd spot, and Trace Beyer will round out the top 4.
That unofficially was exactly lap feature. So I think maybe those extra 5 laps took a lot out of Dan Dembeck as he is collecting himself in the cockpit of that number 93 car. A very tough drive tonight and a very competitive race. Any one of 4 or 5 drivers tonight easily could have won it. Remember, all the Dare stock drivers you saw on the track right now, you will see them in a few at Autograph Alley right next to our collectible booth. So take a moment and meet some of the stars of the Dare stock division. Here is star number 1 tonight, Dan Dembeck out of the car. Ready to interview him is the gunner, John Gates.
Thank you very much, Matt Buckler. And boy, what a race, Dan. Took you a while to get to the lead, man, but once that 93 got up front, it was a rocket ship.
Yeah, this car was on all day. We didn't even bother practicing with it. I'd like to thank Jimmy, his son, my dad, my mom, my girlfriend, and everybody who else who helped me on the car this year, like the rent-a race car guys, put the body on. I wouldn't even be here right now. Same thing. Extra Mart. That's about it.
Extra Mart, Extra D, 20-lap main event. How special is that for this team?
Oh, it's special. I mean, it's nice to get another win. I mean, it's going to suck when you have to add weight now. But hopefully I see more wins in the future. All these guys race me clean all year. It's nice.
There he is, folks. Dan Dembeck, first guy to win 2 feature events in the Dare stocks. Let's see who finished in the runner-up spot.
Here with Tyler Trot, who brought it home in victory lane last week, but second place tonight's keeping up the consistency.
It was an awesome race. I started way in the back. A few lucky cautions got me up front, and I just bided my time and knew I had the extra time, so just waited out and not used my car up. I'd like to thank Dan for racing me clean, Frankie for everything for racing me clean. I'd like to thank my dad, Madison, my girlfriend Allison, my crew chief Jesse, Kevin Keenum Memorials, J&J Home Improvement. I can't think off the top of my head anymore right now. But I hope to do it again next week.
All right, that's a story from second place runner Tyler Trot, as we'll bring in our 3rd place man on the night, Frank Latour. As he had the lead for a little while, but it looked like everybody was starting to gang up.
I guess. I don't know. They were faster, really. I got into Dan a little bit on the restart into 1, and he gave me it right back over in 3 and 4, and that's racing. But I really want to thank my whole crew and all my sponsors, Zeke's Pump Service, Tommy Tattoo, Minuteman Press. I want to thank Extra Mart for the extra distance, Napa, all the fans out here, and we'll be back next week.
All right, that's the word from Frank Latour. That does it for the Extra Mart, Extra D event.
The light balls are up next.
So what a heartwarming way to get our 20-lap limited late model feature started with Bobo on the front row and Justin Bren, who was one of the fastest cars in qualifying tonight.
Certainly was. Let's see what's going to happen. Mary's staring down the field. This is Whelen Engineering Night. She is our honorary starter. Graciously on the starter's stand, she gives him the green. And at the line, it's pretty much a dead heat. But down to the bottom of turn number 1, looks like Bren has a little bit of an advantage off that second turn, Max.
And he is able to get a one-car length lead over Como. Moving into third is Kelsey Rattino, but he has to fight off Dwayne Provost. Trouble for Como as he wanders in the alley in turn number 4, and he loses a spot to Rattino.
No question about it. Meanwhile, David Arute is making his presence known. Now Lavoie goes down to the bottom of the racetrack on the inside with car number 6. No harm, no foul there. We're back at speed down the back straightaway. Como has settled back into the third spot. Here comes David Arute along with Saunders and Austin Bassett, last week's feature event winner.
Yes, some rock'em sock'em action there between Bassett and Clisson. Al Saunders was a piece of it. David Como settling into third, but he is being harassed by the 28 of David Arute. So that is a very interesting battle. And Justin Brent, the college graduate from UMass, has the lead after 3 laps.
He was very quick in practice, even quicker in qualifying. His dad told me that they have been working exceptionally hard to get that car dialed in, and he is looking strong at the point. Same can be said about Kelsey Rattino. And now look at David Arute. He and Como are in a dogfight battle. They are running side by side for the third spot. Como on the outside and David Arute on the inside as they thunder to turn 1.
Yeah, Como went to the outskirts of turn number 4. That gave David Arute some room, and he will cash it in as he moves into third. And look at Cliff Saunders. He is able to avalanche his way underneath Como.
And then it's Austin Bassett now trying to work his way to the front of the field. And then it's Albert Saunders with that number 04 car. The Saunders brothers are looking very strong as usual. But right now it's still David Arute holding on for the third spot. Here comes Paul Arute as Como continues to struggle. That car literally is evil at times, Matt.
Yeah, that car is a little wobbly on the outside, and Paul Arute did a good job to razor blade his way underneath him. In third is Arute, but not very far away is Cliff Saunders and Austin Bassett. Now remember, that car should get stronger as the race goes on. That's usually the case for Austin, but Albert Saunders has something to say about that.
Certainly does, as now the Saunders brothers have Austin Bassett as the meat in the sandwich as they come off turn number 4 and work their way to the bottom of turn 1. Out in front, it is Justin Bren, fastest car on the racetrack. Believe it or not, it is car number 9. That is the defending champion, Andrew Hayes, that is currently with a 7th place car, 21.993 for that race car. So keep your eyes on him. And Cream is starting to rise to the top in this limited late model main events.
But Albert Saunders was pretty quick too, because he's able to keep Andrew Hayes behind him. So a good job by the 04, our point leader. A better job by Justin Bren as he is able to extend his lead over the 36 of Kelsey Rattino. And what about Kelsey? This is one of his vintage performances.
Certainly is, and he has narrowed up that gap by less than 3, maybe 4 car lengths down the back straightaway. Good battle also between the number 4 car, and that of course is Cliff Saunders with David Arute, as they've been slicing and dicing for that third position. But David Arute continues to high. Then it's Austin Bassett, Albert Saunders up front of the points, looking to continue that, and Andrew Hayes side by side racing for third match.
They are crazy glued together as they hit the third quarter. Maybe the leverage for Cliff Saunders. He makes a strong torpedo move to move into third, and Austin Bassett is trying to do the identical thing.
Austin Bassett down low, makes his presence known, picks up yet a position moving spot. Now here comes Albert Saunders, and Albert Saunders moves into the 5th position. David Arute is in a dogfight battle with Saunders. Here comes Hayes, and here comes Paul Arute. 4 cars contending there.
And a good Andrew Hayes as he tries to tomahawk his way underneath David Arute, and he does. so now it's Andrew Hayes in 6th. And that lead maybe eroding just a tad as Justin Bren is can handle from Kelsey Rattino. Bren, he has won before, but Kelsey Rattino, I think his podium finishes are slim and none, and he is having the run of his career.
He certainly is, and he continues to close up that gap ever so slightly. They come up on a lapped car. That is the Clement machine. As Justin Bren now glued to the back bumper of Clement, and that is going to cost, as now Kelsey Rattino dives across, and Kelsey Rattino takes over the lead, Matt, in turn 2.
The opportunity was there, and Kelsey Rattino strikes like a cobra. He is a half car length ahead of Justin Bren, and he is able to clear the 66 car as they go into turn 4. Bren is fighting back.
They come together like two cymbals in an orchestra. Around goes Kelsey Rattino. Bren's car will get away, and now Paulerud spins off the turn to avoid the situation. Wow, Matt, some unbelievable action, but in addition to that, some wild competition through the
number 4 car for Cliff Saunders on the inside of the front row.
last week's feature event winner, Kelsey Rattino, to the outside of that row. Then it'll be the other Fluckinger chassis car, car number 04, for Albert Saunders on the inside of 2, and Hayes, the defending champion. Then we've got the Arute brothers, David and Paul, making up the 3rd row. Como in the 4th row with Provost. It's not over with yet. Cam Robinson looking him over. Rich Keeter on the starter stand. They come back to the line. The green flag is out. And Austin Bassett has a little more giddy up on the start. But off the turn, it's the 4 car of Cliff Saunders. And the Saunders twins look to give it the old 1-2 brotherly punch. Now look at David Arute. David Arute now all over Austin Bassett in a battle for the 3rd spot with Andrew Hayes.
And Arute had a little room underneath here with Austin Bassett. Let's see if he can cash in. Andrew Hayes is right there, and Cliff Saunders trying to pull away from Albert. So a Saunders family reunion at the front of the field. We have 4 laps to go.
No question about it. It is good racing wherever you look. Como's now getting settled back in. Paul Arute also a factor as well. But the Saunders brothers, the 2 twins, run 1-2. Now here comes Andrew Hayes. Down underneath, David Arute, and Andrew Hayes up to the 4th spot. David Arute settles back in for position number 5. His brother Paul in the 6th position.
Boy, that was a solid move by Hayes. He took it underneath David Arute, and it stuck. The action heats up at the front of the field. Albert Saunders in the 04, within striking distance of his brother Cliff. They are twin brothers. They are looking identical at the front of the field. Let's see what Albert does. Looking for an opening against Cliff. We are down inside the final 2 laps.
Down the back straightaway, Albert Saunders, the current point leader, all over his brother Cliff as they head down into turn number 3. They run in each other's tire tracks, coming back to them. No daylight, just a piece of paper between the 2 bumpers of 1st and 2nd. White flag is out, bottom of turn number 1. It is still car number 4. In command, Cliff Saunders, but brother Albert's going to make him work for it. Bottom of turn number 3. Will he be able to pull it off? They drift into turn 3, off the 4th turn. Albert Saunders looks racy to the bottom, but it'll be Cliff Saunders to take down the win. Albert Saunders in for 2nd, Austin Bassett for 3rd, Andrew Hayes for 4th, and David Arute to round out the top 5.
Then it was Paul Arute to finish 6th. David Como in 7th.
Feature winner, Napa Victory Lane. Congratulations, Cliff Saunders. 2 wins already, man. The 4 is really a hot rod.
Yeah, the car's going really good. I wasn't very good in the heat race, and Barry made a lot of good adjustments for me, and the car was really good in the feature. I really didn't expect to get 2 wins this early in the season. It's really cool. Both cars are running good. I wasn't really feeling too good about that last restart, especially with the other green car behind me, but we were able to hold off for the win. I know he was a little bit quicker, so I was kind of holding him up, but it was still a pretty good race. Didn't think I was going to catch the 66 and the 36 up there. He didn't get the thing think we were going to just stay in position where we were. But just got to thank everyone who's helped me out. American Sleeve Bearing, Rob Davis, Fluckage Race Chassis, American Sleeve Bearing, Rad Auto Machine, my mom, Johnson Memorial Medical Center, everyone on the team, everyone who helped me out. It's a good win.
That's a big win, and congratulations, limited late model feature winner, Cliff Saunders, and we're going to go to Connor for our runner-up guys.
Well, here with Al Saunders in second place, says it did look like you had a pretty quick car those final laps, but how aggressive did you want to be with your twin brother?
Yeah, the car was really good at the end, but I knew the best strategy for our team to finish 1-2 would be to wait till the last lap. I felt like I was a little bit better than Cliff, especially off the corner. He was getting in really good, but my car was turned down and I was able to drive off really good. So it's a great result. Got to thank Barry Fluckiger. He made a ton of changes after the heat race, and car was flying tonight. So got to thank my whole team, my mom, American Sleeve Bearing, Rob Davis, Rad Auto Machine, Fluckiger Race Chassis, Johnson Memorial Medical Center, BA Museo, and just everybody that helped me out.
That's a story from second place Al Saunders, who completes the second half of the Saunders duo up front. Meanwhile, Austin Bassett coming home in third, as it looked like it was a pretty adventurous night for you out there.
Yeah, we definitely didn't have the fastest car. The grip in the center wasn't that great, and my dad made a better adjustment, and I'm glad we actually held off for third, because I saw Hayes right there, and I respect him. He didn't hit me in the corner. He could have, but yeah, I'm glad to get third, and I want to thank my mom, my dad, my brother, Dustin and his family for coming out, my girlfriend Sam, Brick and Moore, Mike and Cindy, TA Engines for all his information and help. See, there's a long list here. Casey's Cafe, John the Jackman, GH Berlin Oil, BFR Chassis, Bob and Dale Potter, and I think that's it.
That's Austin Bassett coming home in third place. Let's go back.
Go back up for the SK Lights.
The Flying Farm point leader will be next in car number 54. Burnham Motorsports brings us DJ Burnham.
Elmo's Dockside Restaurant, car number 69 from Manchester, Connecticut, Carlos Gray.
Then the Warhorse will be in car number 60 from Vernon. Here's Glenn Griswold.
AM Motorsports brings us the 64 from Berlin, Connecticut, Mark Alkis.
Taking over the ride in car number 51 from Prospect, Connecticut, Nicholas Salva.
Prucker Motorsports, car number 22, Wesley Prucker, Stafford Springs, Connecticut.
Then in car number 55 from Willington, he is in the All-American Motorsports car, Aiden Henry.
Then it's Gino's RH2WayRadio.com, number 76 from Andover, Connecticut, Paul French.
Car number 28, driven by Al Wazialko and Rick Dulac in car number 12.
Field is under green, bottom of turn number 1, side-by-side racing, and Doulard has the start advantage.
Around the track. Well, he was bobbing and weaving, and that bottled up everyone behind him.
Glenn Griswold also, I think, was involved in that. No fault of his own. I think there was some contact made, kind of a ripple effect, as underneath the Mr. Reuter plumbing billboard off that second turn, and all of a sudden his face lit up like a light bulb. So good things happen to good people.
The big question is, who is he going to give that iPod to, you or me? He points. There is he sitting in the second row of the gold seats that is getting ready to take over that iPod. So we are getting ready to roll here, to light the fuse, and let's see if this start will hold with Todd Doulard and Daniel Wesson in the front row.
Headed off turn number 4. The green is out, and Daniel Wesson with a little more giddy up on the start. But by the time they come off turn number 2, Doulard has worked his way. Trouble now. Wesson gets a little bit out of shape. Gathers it back. The Timex timely move. It goes out to Daniel Wesson for holding on to that race car. Meanwhile, here comes Charlene. Charlene to the top 3. Goff is right there on the inside, and Kopsick is threading the needle through traffic. Bottom of turn 1, a car starts to puff a little smoke. It might be the Burnham machine. Meanwhile, Kopsick, car number 31, has moved into the 4th spot. Stephen Kopsick goes to the outside to try to challenge Charlene to get onto the podium. With him is the Swanson machine. Matt Swanson makes his presence known. The point leader, David Burnham's car, is puffing some smoke in the turns. We're not sure what that's all about. We'll keep our eyes on that situation. Back up front, leader is still Todd Duke. Second is still Daniel Wesson. And rounding out the top 3, it is Kopsick. Here comes Jetty. Jetty making his presence known. And last week's feature event winner, Membrino. Bold shot from the outside to the inside. Muscles his way to the bottom. Fastest car on the racetrack is Daniel Wesson. 20.340. That just changed. Membrino becomes the fastest car on the racetrack as Tony Membrino moves into the top 6 with car 44, Matt. That's a good side-by-side race with Jetty as they come off turn 4.
Yeah, he scrapes his way underneath that number 17 car, and it's Membrino on the verge of making the top 5.
The point leader, Burnham, is down on pit road. Car number 54 smoking. Apparently that car brought in mechanical woes is the story. Back up front, Doulard still the leader, and Daniel Wesson is starting to reel him in. Wesson on the last time by turned the fastest lap of the race, 20.106.
Here he comes like a skyrocket. He is underneath Doulard, and he is in front of Doulard. What an amazing pass by Daniel Wesson.
Daniel Wesson takes over the number 1 spot. The clock doesn't lie as Daniel Wesson is in command of the event. Meanwhile, Doulard has to for second. Here comes Kopsick, and look at Membrino all over Swanson down the back straightaway.
He's pestering the back bumper, has room down low. He swings it underneath Swanson as they rabble-rouse their way off the corner. It is a dogfight, and it's Tony Membrino getting the jump on Max Swanson into 4th place.
He's showing it was no fluke a week ago when he was on the podium in the number 1 spot. Membrino moves up to the 4th position, reels in now on Kopsick. Swanson settles back to 5. Daniel Wesson, the rookie, leads him off turn number 4. Doulard still holds on for second, but Kopsick is now reeling him in. Membrino, fastest lap turn 1 lap ago, 20.030. He is on a mission here. Half of the event is all but history. They head off turn number 4, halfway down and halfway to go.
And Kopsick is definitely gaining ground. Here he comes against Doulard. And it's Kopsick. He's trying to lightning bolt his way into second. Great lift off the corner by Doulard to keep his spot. And now it's a 3-way fight for second. Membrino wants to get involved.
He sure does. 3 cars, make it 4 cars, throw Swanson into the mix. Here comes Kopsick. The clock is ticking. 11 laps are up on the board. Daniel Wesson, like Superman, with his cape out at the front of the field. Doulard drops back off the podium to the 4th spot. Here comes Membrino to 3. Kopsick in for second. Swanson now works over Doulard, Matt, as they come off 4.
Let's see what Swanson can do as he wanders to the outside of the number 16 car. Striking is Membrino. This is a fight for second. The block number 44, dead even with Steve Kopchik. They head into turn number 3, and the man with the high voltage is Tony Membrino Jr.
The clock is ticking. Less than 7 circuits remain in the event as they come back to the line. Daniel Wesson is way out in front. Dogfight battle for second. Crossover move. Kopchik tried to take it back from Membrino. Membrino shook him off as he continues to hold on to the runner-up spot. Heavy traffic in front. Lead pack of cars. 6 circuits to go. 6 laps separate Daniel Wesson from his first career victory in the SK Lights here at Stafford. Membrino is currently the fastest car on the racetrack. First car to dip into the 19-second bracket this late in the event. 19.937 for Membrino. We've got a spin. Jetty goes spinning.
And it's Douillard who was able to escape on the grass. But the man who got the worst of that was Kyle Jetty in car number 17. He swings it back on the track. Well, actually, there were 2 drivers who have gone into the 90s. But
we should point out, he had the fastest car on the racetrack.
Yeah, but he said never in his career has he opened the season with 2 consecutive DNFs. So last week he was very determined to do something about it, and he did. Now, Tony Membrino, it's hard to call him the veteran in this situation, but he has had far more seat time in an SK Light than Daniel Wesson has had. We'll see if that makes a difference as we head to the final 6 laps.
Place your bets now, because it's going to be a barn burner off turn number 4. There is the green. Side-by-side racing. Membrino and Wesson are evenly matched. Off the second turn, the youngster showing, oh!
He loses control almost, took it close to the wall, and Kopchik is able to get it a second.
Kopchik moves to the bottom of the racetrack. Kopchik is now up to second. Wesson drops back to the 3rd spot. Here comes Joey Farino, and Douillard refuses to be left out of this one as he too continues to thunder his way to the front of the field. Joey Farino, Mr. Bottom. There he goes, Matt, down in turn 3.
In his favorite area of the track, trying to crowbar his way underneath Todd Douillard in car number 16. And Douillard is strong on the outside. Farino has to work it, but he is able to get into the spot. And now Douillard is able to get it back.
They come off the turn. They're evenly matched. Bottom of turn 3. Farino now into the 4th spot. As they come back to the line, leader still remains Membrino, looking for back-to-back victory. Kopchik still in second. Daniel Wesson still on the podium in the 3rd spot. And Joey Farino trying to play catch-up with 2 circuits to go and move to the podium. He's closing it up.
Matt Swanson getting together with Todd Douillard. Douillard bounces up near the wall. He keeps it off the fence. And Swanson and Douillard get together. There is no harm done. And stays in the 5th place.
No question as they head into turn number 3. Off the turn, back to the strike they come. White flag is out.
Tony Membrino Jr. looking for 2 straight. Trying to enlarge that lead against Kopchik. He bazookas his way toward turn number 3. Tony Membrino Jr. is looking good.
He heads off the 4th turn. Back-to-back victory as he comes to the stripe. Checkered flag is out, and Membrino will take down the win. Great run for Stephen Kopchik to finish in second. And what about Daniel Wesson?
Tony Membrino's experience on that double file restart with 6 laps to go that helped him get into victory lane tonight. As Dan Wesson only his 4th race, the first time he had ever restarted up front in that kind of critical situation. So Napa, victory lane is getting busy, and Tony Membrino Jr. is ready to climb out of the car. Of course, one of the legends helped him get that car up fast, and he put the Jr., of course, his dad, also a very pivotal man on that crew. His dad had great runs in a Fender car in his career in the Pro Stock division, and now it'll be Tony Membrino Jr. He is catching his breath, collecting his thoughts, and he will be out in a moment. So we are ready to go to Napa Victory Lane and Tony Membrino Jr.
2 in a row for You told me last week you got the benefit of a restart this week. Take us through your night.
That's actually all it was the benefit of a restart. I don't think I would have caught that kid in time. He was driving a good race, and I don't know what happened on the restart. I saw him shoot right up out of my mirror. I thought he was going to hook me, but luck's on my side again, finally. These guys right here, they made this. I was having trouble driving my way out of a wet paper bag in the heat race, and you know what, Flunky, my dad, they made the right calls, and we put this thing in victory lane. I can't believe it. 2 in a row. I've never done that before. Like I said, I got to thank these guys. They mean the world to me. They work their butts off for me. Got to thank my sponsors. Without them, I wouldn't be here also. CWPM Equipment Service, Additive Manufacturing. My buddy AJ here again. That's another week you're going to come back because, you know, we're 2 for 2. Cliff Nelson Motorsports, he couldn't make it here tonight. Manili's Catering, FK Rod Ends, Goodrich, Hearthstone Club, DD Homers, Mohawk, Minuteman Press, Raceworks. I'm going to get there. Relax. J. Paul Auto, last but not least, TA Engines for awesome power. Raceworks Chassis, I repeat, Raceworks Chassis, driving this thing in victory lane. I forgot him last week, Waddell Communications, and Magnus Transmissions. Just a huge team effort, and boy, we did it.
Second appearance for Tony Membrino Jr. in Napa Victory Lane. Let's go to John Gates.
Okay, Connor, I got our runner-up finisher here in the SK Light Modified main event. Steve Kopsick. Steve, man, good run. The 31 looks like it was chasing down the 44 at the end there.
Yeah, it was getting quicker and quicker every lap, and I was catching him going in. I was just burying it in there. I don't know if I could have got around him if I caught up to him, but I mean, it's definitely good coming back from the last 2 weeks getting wrecked and just stupid stuff happening. I mean, the crew deserves it. The sponsors deserve it. Everyone deserves this podium. I just got to thank Newtown Fools, Pocron Industrial Gas, Dunleavy's Truck and Trailer Repair, David Smith Racing, and NJK Automotive. Just everyone who helps out. I mean, if one of those names was missing, we probably couldn't be here and stand here, so it really means a lot.
There he is, folks, Steve Kopsick. Second place tonight in our SK Light Modified main event. Let's come over here and talk to Dan Wesson. Dan, podium run tonight. You're in Napa Victory Lane. Congratulations. I'll tell you what, the 92 is rocking and rolling tonight.
Yeah, that restart just got me. He got me in the outside. I'd like to thank Patriot Coatings, Competitive Edge Coatings, Brian Sullivan, my mom, my dad, Napa, Mark Carew, everybody. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry.
Hey, Dan, you had a couple of scary moments out there. A couple of times where the car got a little loose on you?
Yeah, I got in the grass off of 2 and I was just able to save it. I was so thankful for that.
Good job. Third place finish, Danny Wesson. We're going to go late model racing back up to the tower.
We also want to mention something also with Membrino's success story, that Jap Membrino, a legendary driver who thrilled a lot of people in racing, is suffering a little bit with some health situation. We wish him the very best and hope he gets well.
And Jap Membrino should be a Hall of Famer. Right now, it is Michael Ray getting the jump on at Scorzelli. So the mad scientist trying to make up for that in the middle of turns 1 and 2. But Michael Ray will be showing the way to the front.
Look at Tom Butler making his magic. The color green, like the money, is going down low underneath Scorzelli in a bid for the runner-up spot. Tommy Butler moves into second. Josh Wood has found some magic on the inside as Bennett gets stuck in the wrong line of traffic, and he's back as now Adam Gray. But look at Butler making a bid for Ray.
He has room. He has an alley on the bottom of Ray, and he moves in front. A power move by Turbo Tom.
They come off the turn. Here comes Joshua Wood. Muscles his way up to second. All of a sudden, Gray is into the third spot. Fern gets bounced around like a ball in a pinball machine. Scorzelli trying to hold on to that fourth spot as Ray is shuffled further back in the field. Here comes Fern up to the top 5. Bennett is stuck in the wrong lane. He is back at the bottom of the top 6.
And Bennett trying to ride the coattails of Tommy Fern as they try to gang up now on Michael Scorzelli in the 18. Tommy Butler leading, but Josh Wood not very far away in car number 17. In the 3 races this year, Wood has 1 win, Bennett has 2, and now it's claustrophobia at the front of the field as all 3 drivers are sharing the same air supply.
Adam Gray is the defending series champion, and he has been working hard to find the handles. Now look at Tommy Fern. Fern moves up to the top 4. Car number 92 is coming to the front of the field. Now Bennett now works his way down underneath Scorzelli in a battle for the 5th spot. That doesn't happen. He has to tuck it back in the line.
And trying to claw his way underneath Tommy Butler is Josh Wood, car 17. Doesn't have enough room to squeeze the car in. He tries it again as they enter turn 3, and Adam Gray getting a little rambunctious in car number 97.
Adam Gray is on the podium. Last year he finished there almost every Friday night. He continues to apply the pressure. Trouble now. Here comes Joshua Wood down underneath Butler. Good battle for the lead. Side-by-side racing down in turn 3. Give the lead to car number 17. And who's the tail that'll wag that dog? It'll be Adams to move in to the number 2 spot.
So the tenacity pays off for Josh Wood. And now he has to worry about a downstairs move executed by Adam Gray. In 4th is Tommy Fern. A little bumping around between Gambacorta and Bennett is able to slingshot his way underneath the 32 car.
No question, he tagged the wall that last time down the back straightaway, and it cost him a little bit. There's no question about that. But back up front, Adam Gray is working over Joshua Wood, and Tommy Fern looks to get back on top of the podium as he continues to apply the pressure to Butler. Fern takes a peek at the bottom. It doesn't work as they come off turn 4.
And let's see what happens as Fern now as he veers to the outside, looking to get some momentum. Now he tucks it in low against Tommy Butler. So you have 2 guys who have been around for about 30 years. Tommy Butler in the 4 and Tom Fern in car number 92.
Vin Esposito trying to get off the racetrack with car number 57. Mechanical problems is the story there. Back up front, 17 still the leader of the pack. It is still Joshua Wood in command. Adam Gray, they worked all week long, felt they needed to get a little more out of the handling, and it seems to be paying off here tonight. Butler, now Tommy Fern. Remember last week, Keith Rocco drove the Fern car as Tom Fern set out on a penalty, but tonight he is looking very strong like days of old as he puts the pressure on Butler. Single file, 5 cars, no tail. Scorzelli, the 5th in the top 5 pack. Here comes Adam Gray. Slingshot move to the inside. And Adam Gray on top of his game again. And Adam Gray is now the leader of the pack. Joshua Wood has to settle back in for 2nd. Butler in the 3rd spot. And Fern is up to 4th with Scorzelli in the 5th position. Adam Gray continues to start to string it out. Remember, last week, a late event caution changed the complexion of the event, and Michael Bennett was the winner. But today, Adam Gray has the field covered. This time, when they come back to the stripe, 15 laps are complete and 15 laps to go. Same distance separating. The cars now running in the top 5. And now things are starting to get settled in. But look at Gray, Matt. He comes off that turn like a rocket and is now pulling away.
Yeah, he is a blur at number 97. But now Tommy Butler is caught up to Josh Wood. So he is Velcro to the back bumper of the number 17 car. Let's see if Tommy Butler can do something. And now Wood is able to pull away as he replenishes his lead.
Certainly does, and that's a good battle right there. Scorzelli now trying to stay with Tommy Fern in a battle for the 4th spot. Butler is still able to close up the gap on Joshua Wood. Fastest lap of the race, 21.101, Adam Gray. You can see why, because he comes off those turns so strong.
Well, whatever Dad did to that car to make it well again, they were able to resurrect number 97 car. Best battle might be between Tommy Fern now and Mike Scorzelli as a mad scientist looking for some racing room against Fern. And as soon as Scorzelli got in his shadow, Fern is able to pull away.
Certainly is. Meanwhile, look at Scorzelli. Again, he's playing the same type of game with Tommy Fern. He's good on entrance, but on exit, it's a whole different ball game. And now Fern's car seems to be getting a little bit loose in the center of the turn, as now Scorzelli runs right in his tire tracks, Matt, down in turn 3.
And he veers down low. This is a make-or-break move for Scorzelli as he tries to jackhammer his way underneath Fern, and Fern was ready for it and is able to hold him off. But that's something we have to look for.
Look at Michael Bennett. He pulls down underneath the both of them.
2 for the price of 1.
And the Magnum squeaks by Scorzelli and Tom Fern.
It looked like Scorzelli and Fern were paying a little too much attention to each other, and that gave an opening to Michael Bennett. He has been doing that all season long.
He certainly has. 21 laps up on the board of 30. Leader is still Gray. Second is still Josh Wood. And Butler still in the comfort zone in the 3rd. As Michael Bennett's got a lot of ground to make up, but he's quick. But not as quick as Gray. 21.101. Quickest time of the race. And there is 8 circuits to go. And Gambacorta and Fern with Scorzelli are battling. And that is a battle for the 5th, 6th, and 7th spot.
Usually in a race, Kevin Gambacorta's fastest laps are between 20 and 30. That's when he does his fastest work, as he was able to roller coaster his way underneath Tommy Fern. So right now, Kevin Gambacorta has a top 5 car, but I think everyone, with one exception, Adam Gray, wouldn't mind it, especially Michael Bennett, because it looks like if he could get close enough, he would have a car that would contend with Adam Gray.
Certainly does seem that might be a possibility. Now Scorzelli is able to hold off the pressure being applied by Tommy Fern. 24 of 30. Leader is still Adam Gray. Last time by 21.332. Joshua Wood's time last time by 21.531. And then the 3rd fastest car was Michael Bennett, 21.420.
And he keeps that same margin between himself and Josh Wood. And Tommy Butler, maybe about 10 laps ago, it looked like he might be able underneath Wood, but it hasn't happened lately, as Wood is able to have a pretty good cushion against that number 4 car. Then it's Bennett all by himself, turning some blockbuster laps. We will be down to 3 when they hit the line. And Adam Gray, he is on easy street. Can he stay there for another 1.5 miles?
It looks like He has the field covered tonight. They did all their homework during the week. It seems to have paid off. This time when they come to the stripe, 2 laps to go. Joshua Wood still holding on for second. Butler has tried his all, and it is closing up the gap. But time is starting to run out.
Well, Bennett is definitely closing the gap that separates him and Tommy Butler. So this is a fast second half of the race for Michael Bennett. Remember, he went from 6th to 4th in a great move. Now, it is one more time around for Adam Gray. The 2-time champion is on the verge of locking down his first win of the year.
No question, they have worked hard and long. Adam Gray heads down to turn number 3. Off the 4th turn, Adam Gray, first time in victory lane in 2015. He will secure the impressive victory. Joshua Wood will finish second, Tommy Butler for 3rd, Michael Bennett for 4, and Kevin Gambacorta for 5.
Then it was Mike Sorzelli, who was 6th, followed by Tommy Fern in 7th, Michael Ray in 8th, Patrick Zarella in 9th, Ben Esposito in 10th, and Stu Fern.
Final feature event of the night, the fastest division. Of course, the SK Modifieds coming up next. Jeff Vincelette from Chester House Company will be our honorary starter.
And Adam Gray is getting ready to go, and we are holding our breath. We are getting scope for what is coming up with the SK Modified. But we have some unfinished business in Napa Victory Lane as Adam Gray will be ready to celebrate as he is climbing out of the car and getting ready to talk to Connor Sullivan.
Strong run tonight for Adam Gray. He missed it by half a fender last week, but you're able to bring it home this week. Take us through your night.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give a wicked thanks to my crew. We spent all day working on this thing. This week we threw the kitchen sink at it and made it a lot better for the feature. I got a bunch of sponsors to thank. Bear with me, I got to look at the car here. Meadows Motor Car, Land's Auto Repair, Holly's Auto Body and Repair, Hot Tables, OJS Construction, Statewide Auto Auction, The Pizza Shop, Logan's Colors Unlimited, Atrium Dental, Nathan Bills, Sunoco, Joe Ham, Wheeling Engineering, and the rest of the track sponsors, along with Connecticut Trailers and everybody else that makes it possible. Thank you.
All right, that's the story. First win of the season for the 2-time and defending late model champion, Adam Gray. Let's go to John Gates, who's with Josh Wood.
Okay, thank you, Connor. Yeah, Josh Wood. Good run in the 17. You and the 4 were putting on a heck of a show there. Did you have anything for the leader, though?
No, our car was really strong at the beginning of the race, but towards the end it started going away. I'd like to thank everybody that helped out in the crew, my dad, Matt, Ernie, Bobby, Jordan, my spotter Jerry, that was great. All the sponsors, thanks everyone for coming out too. Right on machine, the power is great in this car. It's motors down the straightaway. Flamingo Motorsports, they help out a lot. Falls Alignment, he helps out, comes on every week. Hams, we have Blood Hill from RE, Wings Trucking, Hitchcock Pools, what else? Napa, Sunoco Race Fuels, everyone that helps out.
There he is, folks. Josh Wood is a kid. It's going to be his victory lane here for long, man. Congratulations, runner-up spot. Let's talk to our 3rd place finisher, veteran driver Tom Butler. Tom, man, the number 4 car was running really good tonight.
Yeah, it's going good. We got to get a little bit faster to run with these guys. Congratulate Adam on another win. I guess finished 2nd or 3rd to track champion 2 or 3 years in a row. You're still doing something right, so we're excited. We're getting the finishes we like. We're on the podium tonight, but we want to get a little farther forward, and the guys are working hard. I got to thank my crew, SPM Chassis, Steve and Scott McCarthy, TA Engines, great power in the car. I just got to do my job. I got the best job anyway, so it was a good race. Caution free. Those are always fun. So we started 3rd, finished 3rd, held our own. We're excited to continue.
There he is, folks. Tom Butler. Podium run tonight, 3rd place, the number 4 car, late model main event. We're going to go back upstairs to do some SK modified racing.
In the LFR sponsored car, here is Ron Silk.
Car number 01 for Adam Norton out of Brookfield, Mass.
Then it's car number 94, Tyler Hines.
Jeremy Sorrell, the number 77 from Westfield, Mass.
From Wilkin in car number 82, Mike Christopher Jr.
Car number 04 for Brandon Dion, Taunton, Massachusetts.
The 00 from Prospect, Tommy Magrino Jr.
Car number 7 making his debut from East Greenwich, Rhode Island, Andrew Sharon.
Then in car number 18 from Southington, Jeff Burrell.
TSI Harley Davidson. The grenade has arrived. Car number 25 from Willington, Connecticut for Sean Foster. Ladies and gentlemen, this is showtime. These are the SK Modifieds. They're the division everyone's been talking about. They rumble off from turn number 4, green, and they are underway. Jeff Belsetti will give them the green from the starter stand.
And a great job by Tommy Bowles to jump into the lead, but here comes Jarvis off of turn number 2. Jarvis is in command.
Just with a rumble at the front of the field. Meanwhile, to the top side of the racetrack, here comes Todd Owen. Owen musters up a little Getty up off the turn. Bowles now. Look at Ted Christopher. And, of course, Eric Berndt. The outside lane is looking racy. They come off the turn and down the back straightaway. Owens up to second. Christopher is up to third. Here comes Berndt, Matt, in the outside lane.
And also in the upper echelon is Woody Pitcat in car number 50. He is on the inside. And now trying to tap dance around him is Ryan Preece in car number 6. Preece has moved into 5th place.
Preece is quick on the racetrack, and all of a sudden, here comes Glenn Reen with car number 17. Reen is creating his magic, coming to the front of the field as well. They thunder off the turn. A little further back, Ronnie Silk and Rowan Pennick are making their presence known. Rowan Pennick is coming to the front for now in the 10th position. Ronnie Silk is directly behind him, following Pennick to the front of the class.
Now Preece making a move to the outside of Eric Berndt. That is a fight for 4th place as he squeezes himself between Berndt and the wall. And here is Ryan Preece as he blockbusters his way.
Car number 15 goes around, and we've got a jingle as Ronnie Silk is able to drive away.
But there are 3 cars
Sean Foster
in it.
is involved, and Adam Norton is involved.
Both those drivers able to drive away.
And another.
Oh, it's great. I wanted to thank everybody in the audience for contributing to the raffle tonight, and all the proceeds are going to the TS Alliance, and I'm just very grateful for everybody.
And tonight is TS Alliance Awareness Day.
Yes, global, the TS Alliance Awareness Days today.
So we are restarting, and what a blockbuster restart for Michael Jarvis. He moves in front, and Todd Owen is fighting to stay with him.
To the bottom of turn number 3, here comes Berndt, the Bulldog, to the outside. Owen sees daylight on the inside lane, but Jarvis is off the turn with just a little more giddy up. Jarvis is still the leader of the field. Now Berndt has moved into second, and all of a sudden Ted Christopher is working over Tommy Bowles in the 4th spot. That's where the side-by-side racing is at.
And right behind Christopher is Ryan Preece. Matt Galco on the outside of Preece. So Galco is able to springboard his way around Ted Christopher. You don't see that happen very often.
No question about it, but the caution comes out. Michael Christopher spins on the backstretch underneath the Jegs billboard and now pulls away. So that's going to tighten it all back.
Pit stops is one of the reasons why Woody has been so successful.
Certainly is. The field now being told to cross over. Rich Keeter on the starter stand. As now Michael Christopher's car, last car to come out of pit road. Front row, Michael Jarvis. Outside, Eric Berndt. And we've just been told that Woody Pitcat's car was still loose. A wedge adjustment to try to get him back in the thick of things here. Row number 2, Todd Owen. Tommy Bowles, row 3, Galco. With Teddy Christopher. Christopher got off to a tough start in practice today. And there we are. Back to green.
Eric Berndt, isn't he the master of the outside groove? And he uses the outside to try to launch past Jarvis. Jarvis is sitting on his lap.
No question, Eric Berndt, the Bulldog, promised his kids He was going to go for victory tonight like they did on Monday night. And now Eric Burt is the leader of the pack.
Tommy showing a resurgence on this restart. He was temporarily in second. Now Jarvis is able to get that spot back. Ted Christopher hanging out to the outside bumper of Tommy Bowles, now shifting down low. And what a battle for second between Jarvis and Bowles. Christopher goes around.
Christopher goes around. Todd Owen, a mad scramble here. Rowan Panic.
Keith Rocco.
Burrell. Sean Foster also involved in the jingle.
They had to have not one but two whites of the windshields with some of that windshield cleaner to try and clean it off. But Rocco, they checked the toe on the car as they send him back out. They might be bringing him back in. Meanwhile, Rowan Panic, it just finally got the left front off the car as we're going back green.
Green flag is back out. They rumble down into turn number 1. Pennick's car sits stranded on pit road, but Eric Burt, the Bulldog, is the leader of the pack. Down the back straightaway, Jarvis tries to go for it in the outside lane. Bowles a factor down low. Here comes Jim Bonsignor and Ronnie Silk making his presence known, as Silk is now starting to move his way back through the traffic. Off the turn, down the back straightaway. Here comes Bonsignor. He's up to the 4th spot. Red number 21 car on a mission. Ryan Priest is there with him. Ronnie Silk is there. And now it looks like Bowles goes sliding down through the center of the infield and comes to a screeching halt. Trouble now. Further back in the field, the mad scramble. But everybody's headed in the right direction as the caution flag comes out. Wow, what a scramble. Tommy Bowles slid down through this. Bonsignor, Ronnie Silk, and Ryan Priest, and Glenn Reen. They all have a lot of things in common, one of them being their stars from the Whelen Modified Tour. We've just been told unofficially the 99 of Rowan Penick is down 2 laps. That is unofficial, Matt. 2 laps down on the 99. Owen returns off from pit road as... And Rowan Penick's car, of course, was a broken tie rod. You saw that. That's the reason he had to back it back down on pit road. So let's see what's going to happen, Matt. Will it be deja vu? Let's see what's going to happen as they rumble off turn number 4. Green flag is out. Oh, Bonsignor. Silk is in the wall. A mad scramble down into turn number 1, and there are cars literally scattered all over the front straightaway entrance. And
somebody got
happened
underneath that 15 car and lifted it in the air.
It happened when Bonsignor's car did not come up to speed and set off a chain reaction. And we'll try to get the number of the cars
again next Friday night.
So the cars go through the Turnwood area with Eric Burt in the lead. Ed Avery with 2014 season without a win, but he still feels he is one of the more competitive drivers in this division. He is alongside Justin Bonsignor, car number 21. They really got that car figured out a week ago when he finished second. So we are ready to raise the curtain. 10 laps in, and the battle develops between Eric Burt and Michael Jarvis Jr.
30 laps left to get the job done. Jarvis, trouble now. Bonsignor had the same type of problem on the start and goes from the second row to the back of the field. Bonsignor's problem continued, but right now, no problem for Eric Burt. The only problem is Jarvis running the outside lane.
And Jarvis is able to lunge his way into the lead temporarily. Will that change when they exit turn number 2? It is still Michael Jarvis Jr. in command.
Meanwhile, Adam Norton backs up the field coming off the second turn. His car starts to slow rather abruptly back up front. Here comes Ryan Priest. Priest on a move. The blue number 6 car looking to give an anniversary gift to Jean-Guy and Bridget Poulin.
And now Dane Avery looking for some operating room underneath Eric Burt.
Caution flag is out again.
And in a precarious position is Adam Norton. Right, so that Christopher Carr has already been on pit road. And look who is going to line up next door to him on his restart. Kid Rock.
Yep, he is back into the thick of things here. Looks like the Adam Norton machine has a problem, perhaps in the ignition or something, with the number 01. Glenn Reen is now among the top 5 cars. And Bonsignor having a problem getting the car into gear on the last 2 restarts. So once he does it into gear, he'll be fine if we can settle in with some long green flag runs. Still a lot of time left. Good start, Matt. And Jervis finds Eric Berndt a worthy component. And look at Ryan Preece. People said a week ago that Preece was the fastest car here before a tire started to go down. And now the outside lane is starting to come forward. And look at Ronnie Williams. Car 59.
Well, the top 3 cars restarted in the outside lane. And let's see if Williams drops down. He does. A shot by Ronnie Williams as he tries to go underneath Ryan Preece. It's not happening. And Preece holds on to second place.
Bottom of turn number 2. Now all of a sudden, here comes Keith Rocco to the outside of Jervis, and Rocco's up to the top 4. Teddy Christopher, Glenn Reen also coming to the front. Remember, Rocco was on pit road about 7 laps ago.
Ryan Preece making a move against Berndt. Doesn't have enough energy to complete the move. They go into turn number 3. Ronnie Williams on the outside of Preece. And Preece trying to slash his way underneath Berndt. And Berndt is able to hold him off.
Ronnie Williams has a car that is working both high and low. Williams now thunders his way down under. Can't do it. Preece shakes him off. Berndt is still the leader of the pack. Look at Christopher in the outside lane.
And a good battle deeper in the pack between Dan Avery on the outside, Michael Jarvis on the inside. And the outside groove comes in again as Avery picks up the spot. Now here comes Preece. Bold move, exciting move, as he tries to twist his way underneath Eric Berndt in a battle for the lead.
A power move to the inside. It is Ryan Preece in command, but look out, Berndt tries the crossover. It doesn't work, and now Williams sticks a wheel down to the bottom. Ronnie Williams pressures Eric Berndt for the runner-up spot.
As he gets a schnoz of that car underneath Eric Berndt. So Ronnie Williams on his way to get into second, but Berndt still has an answer, and Eric Berndt protects his second place status.
He certainly does, and he just doesn't give up. Williams, the youngster, showing Berndt how to get the job done. Christopher and Glenn Reen got a good battle going on. Now
Reen hits the wall. Glenn Reen made contact with the backstretch wall.
Glenn Reen's car starting to puff some smoke off that tire as the Nerf bar apparently is rubbing on the Glenn Reen race car.
And Galco is trapped behind that number 17 car for the time being. He has to be very careful. Ryan Preece has the lead, and Eric Berndt is not giving up. And Berndt tried that bottom shot. You usually think of Eric Berndt making moves on the outside and not that bottom shot move, but it looks like he is going to attempt it as they go into turn number 3.
He certainly is trying to give it his all. Meanwhile, Glenn Reen at the pace, Nerf bar rubbing on the right rear tire. And now 7 cars have strung it out at the point. Preece the leader, Berndt still in second, Williams in third, Rocco in 4.
And Ryan Preece doing a pretty good job of protecting the bottom. So Preece Lightning watches Ronnie Williams make a move down low against Eric Berndt. And Berndt is able to handle the 59 car once again.
There goes Berndt. Back to the bottom of Preece. Eric Berndt He came to race tonight, and he is doing just that.
This move started in turn number 3. When will it finish? They're in turn number 2, and they are dead even.
Eric Byrne and Ryan Preece side by side. Ronnie Williams waiting for the curtain call. Keith Rocco makes it 4 cars under a blanket as they come back to the line.
And it looks like Eric Byrne is able to clear Ryan Preece. So he has tucked it in front. And now Ryan Preece, bottom shot time for the 6. And a veto power for Eric Byrne.
Look at Williams. He does a crossover. And now Williams goes to the inside of Preece. Down into turn number 1. Williams and Preece are side by side. Evenly matched. Bottom of turn 3, Matt. What's it going to be?
And it is Preece with a little lunge on the outside. They whirling dervish their way into turn number 1, and they are running simultaneously together. Rocco behind them, and now Dan Avery has had a top 5 car for most of the night in car number 10.
Side by side racing for second. Williams has tried everything to wear out Ryan Preece. They cross the line, and Preece has the advantage, and it's by a molecule to hold on to that runner-up spot.
And while Preece and Williams are tangling with each other, it has enabled Eric Byrne to increase his lead. Here is Preece. That strong move on the outside like he was fired out of a t-shirt gun. And Ronnie Williams is able to respond.
Williams moves in, takes over second. Preece drops back to the 3rd spot. Here comes Keith Rocco. Rocco's up to the top 4. Then Avery. And then Christopher. Jervis and the number 17 is also in that pack of cars, but remember he had to pit with that Nerf bar rubbing under green.
Yeah, he is not being scored up amongst those cars as that Matt Galco gets by him. Matt Galco in 8th place. And Glenn Reed, he is actually in 16th place.
That is correct. Tado went up to the 9th spot. Joey Cipriano is now being shown in the 10th position. Bonsignor is in the 11th position.
And look at Eric Byrne trying to pull away from Ronnie Williams. And Williams once again has to worry about the nagging of Ryan Preece. In 4th is Rocco. What a run for Avery, and Ted Christopher is in the neighborhood in 6th place. But it is Eric Byrne. 6 laps to go, and it looks like Ronnie Williams was able to mount a late rally.
Eric Byrne has done an incredible job with that race car. He allowed Preece to take the lead for a while, and then he worked him over on the last restart with a great move, both high and low. Trouble now, we've got one around in turn 4.
Well, that really changes the complexion of this race.
Right rear of Glenn Reed, obviously a flat right rear tire, which was as crew checking to see if there's still a rub, as they took a long time before to get that right side Nerf bar away from the right rear tire. They had the extra long crowbar as well as the good old big sledgehammer to try and knock it away from the right rear tire, but they feel as though they've got the situation under control for the final 5 laps.
Well, this is going to be a great double file restart. We know how well Ronnie Williams has run the outside tonight. You got Preece on the inside of the 2nd row, Rocco surrounding him, and then 2 old pros in 5th and 6th, Avery and Christopher. We are ready to turn the ignition key on what will be an unbelievable final 5 laps.
They fire them up off turn number 4. Dead even at the line. Burnt on the inside. Silk on the outside. Preece noses his way back to 2nd. It's short-lived. Here comes Williams up on the wheel. Williams with a bottom shot.
As he tried to slash his way underneath Byrne. It didn't work then. Byrne trying to hold it together. Here comes Ronnie Williams into turn 1.
Williams dives to the low side. Byrne still right there, not giving up an inch. Off the turn, down the back straightaway. It's still Byrne, but all of a sudden in turn 3, Byrne goes in a little bit deeper. Eric Byrne came with his A game tonight, and now Williams is looking to take.
But Eric Burt, very strong, coming off of turn number 2. Let's see if he can do it this time. Williams has a spot. Burt is giving everything he has, and Ronnie Williams has taken over the lead. When they hit the line, we'll be down to the final 2 laps.
Meanwhile, Priest is right there, sticking his nose in to try to contend with the top 2. Off they come in turn number 2. Ronnie Williams, the leader of the pack, showing it's no fluke. He earned that one. Down the back straightaway, Burt tucks it back into second. Priest is in the 3rd spot. Rocco is up to 4. They come to the line. White flag is out, Matt. 1 lap to go.
And the question is, can Eric Burt get close enough to Ronnie Williams so that he can buy the bottom shot? Right now, Ronnie Williams is pulling away, making a bottom shot impossible.
He tries just about everything. Final turn of the event. Here comes Rocco to make a bid for the 3rd spot, but it's Ronnie Williams to take down the victory. Eric Burt to finish in 2nd. Ryan Priest for 3rd. Keith Rocco to finish in 4th. Dan Avery for 5. Michael Jervis to finish in 6th.
Then it was Todd O.